Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. For the next 2 weeks, our show is presented by New London Hospital, who since 1918 now serves 15 communities within the Kearsarge, Lake Sunapee region. I'm your host, Abby Peel. The 2023 Hospital Days begins next week. You won't want to miss all your old favorites as New London Hospital celebrates its 97th edition. On today's show, we'll meet up with Kate Bidlack and Michelle Miller. They'll tell us about this celebration and the beneficiary. Laurie Lauridsen will join me to talk about the New London Garden Club. Audry Barriault from Sunapee E-bikes will introduce us to their new location in New London. And we'll close with a beautiful video produced by Peter Bloch for the Lake Sunapee Protective Association as they celebrate their 125th year. Don't go away because you won't want to miss this week's edition of Yankee Chronicle. We'll be right back.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from New London Hospital, an important place to check in every July as they ramp up to host Hospital Days. And I'm now joined by Kate Bidlack, who knows the ins and outs of this fun weekend coming up. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Abby.
This is a big production every single year, but you are seeming to be the go-to person, but you have said it is a team effort as well.
Absolutely. Total team effort, and really excited to be a part of it.
Fantastic. August 3rd through the 5th.
Yes.
Tell us what you've done to plan, because you've done a little bit of reevaluation.
Yeah, so a lot of reevaluation, realigning, taking it back to its original purpose, right, which is a community celebration to benefit New London Hospital. And so with that, we've chosen a beneficiary, which is Hematology and Oncology Infusion Services, which is really indicative of who we are as an organization. It's about the patient experience, and that really aligns with our mission, vision, values. So we're excited. We are doing a fantastic job fundraising. A lot of the same events you'll see, the Midway, all of those exciting things are happening again, but some enhancements that are really meant to have always been there.
Talk about the parade, because we love the parade here at YCN. You can, we'll host it for you, and we'll talk about it live down Main Street. But you've picked a theme, which is always exciting.
Yes, it's a storybook celebration, and we are focused on Tommy DePaula, a New London literary legend.
Yes.
And he is just fantastic. And so the community is really rallied around this idea, and we are getting entries all the time. So we're really excited.
We have been told that to expect a very fun, full parade.
Yes.
So that's fun. Lots of talking for us and a lot of enjoyment for the viewers, which is wonderful.
Absolutely.
What is different this year? I mean, it's always good. I'm sure every year you say, okay, this worked really well, and let's change this or talk about something new. So what are some of the changes people can expect?
One of the changes that is new for us this year is we are kicking it off with a community forum with Tom Mannion, President and CEO of New London Hospital, as well as Michelle Miller, who is the supervisor of hematology and oncology here at New London Hospital as well. So it's going to be a high-level overview, hearing from Tom, ability to ask questions from the public, hearing from Michelle. So that'll sort of be the total kickoff will be that Thursday morning from 9 to 10 on August 3rd.
Okay.
So that's new, and we're really excited about that. We're excited for people to hear from Tom. He's fantastic.
And the parade last year started at 10 to avoid the summer hot sun in the afternoon, and you're going to keep that this year.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense. So 10 a.m. down Main Street, the parade as always.
Yes.
Wonderful. The Grand Marshals is always something really exciting. Can you announce who they are?
Yes, it is the infusion team nurses.
Oh, that's fantastic.
They are so gracious and so wonderful. It just really resonated and tied the whole piece together in terms of the beneficiary and recognizing them and their efforts.
Oh, that's fantastic, and how fitting that kind of just ties in the whole parade together.
Yes.
Wonderful. And talk about your business partners too, because this isn't just New London Hospital or one person like we talked about at the beginning. You have partners in this.
We have partners in this, and the community's been great. So we've got Chamber of Commerce, the Town of New London, the Police Department.
So tell us about the sponsors for this event.
We do have wonderful business supporters. Our lead sponsors this year are Cushman Lumber, Sugar River Bank, Mount Sunapee, Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, La Valley's Building Supply, Mascoma Bank, Chadwick Funeral and Cremation Services, Newton Bartlett Funeral Home. We've got a really robust committee this year. It's really diverse and exciting. They are all in it. So we could not be where we are today with fundraising without the sponsors, our committee, and our community partners. So it's really accelerated the efforts.
Crucial, and it's such a wonderful celebration. I mean, I remember going as a kid, and I've gone every year since. The hiatus for a few years was obviously sad, but wonderful to be back as Hospital Days, as we all remember and love.
Yes. Yeah.
Kate Bidlack, thank you so much for all your effort putting this together. I know it's a ton of work, and we're really excited to celebrate Hospital Days.
Thank you, Abby.
Now let's hear from Michelle Miller, a registered nurse in the Infusion Center. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? We're talking a lot about the Infusion Center here because it's going to be a focus of Hospital Days this year. Talk about infusion service here at New London Hospital.
Well, in the infusion therapy department, we administer medications to patients who have chronic illnesses and cancer diagnoses.
And what are some of the keys to providing quality care in the infusion suite?
I think one of the most important things is communication with providers that we work with here directly at New London Hospital, within the practices and also within the Dartmouth system.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the money that is raised, part of Hospital Days, is going to go to the quality of care.
Right.
But for people watching, explain what the infusion suite looks like, because not everybody might understand exactly what this is entailing, because this is not somewhere where someone's coming in for a couple of minutes either.
Correct. So geographically speaking, we are located directly off the front entrance to the hospital. We have one open area with 4 infusion chairs, and then we have 2 separate rooms for patients who may require a longer visit if they want to bring family or friends with them to help pass the time or just to make them more comfortable while they're there. They have some private space with their own bathroom.
And because they're there for how long on average? Hours?
It really does vary depending on what the patient is being treated for. They can be there from, half an hour to as many as 6 or 8 hours in rare instances.
So this funding would help just increase the quality of the space and is it tools and things that you need, equipment?
I think the overall goal was to be able to provide some services for patients to make them more comfortable while they're here in the infusion suite. Many of them, like I said, they're there for an extended period of time, and so whatever we can do to help make them more comfortable, to help pass the time, whether it's comfort, aesthetics comfort, or to things like new flooring or paint and artwork, just to help enhance the space for them.
As a nurse, you must start to have quite a relationship with these people, because this isn't, again, they're coming in for a small period of time or only one time. There are some people that are coming in for a long time.
Yeah, I think one of the gifts as a nurse in this field is that we have the opportunity to get to know our patients well. We learn about who they are. We learn about them outside of their illness. We get to know their family, and being at New London Hospital, a smaller, more intimate setting, it really does lead to that type of a relationship that maybe in a larger facility isn't always possible.
One of the many benefits of a community hospital.
Absolutely.
My mom will tell you she moved here because she had 2 young kids that she knew would need local resources just like that, and I think that's always so important. Talk about your background as a nurse.
So I've been a registered nurse. Nursing is a second career for me, so I've been a registered nurse for 10 years. 8 of those 10 years has been in the oncology infusion therapy setting. I always knew I wanted to work in hospice or oncology. I have a history of cancer in my family, and so I was directly impacted by that, and as most people are. And I felt that this particular setting, I could put my skills to good use. It's a good fit for my personality. I really enjoy getting to know the patients and developing a relationship for them, with them. So that's important to me.
Wonderful. Well, it is a wonderful job of what you do, and I don't think that everybody could do it. I, in my next life, plan on being a nurse, but this life, I can't handle blood, so I don't think
I wanted to be a broadcaster, so there's that.
Okay, look, we could trade. I'd pass out pretty quickly, but you could try this.
We would do our best to make you as comfortable as we possibly could.
Michelle, really nice to meet you, and thank you for all that you do.
Sure, thank you.
Fun is up, and don't forget the parade. Stay with us after this message from Laurie Lauridsen. She'll give us an update on the New London Garden Club. But first, another community-minded business that supports your Yankee Chronicle.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from Spring Ledge Farm, and I'm now joined by no stranger to the town of New London, Laurie Lauridsen, talking about the New London Garden Club. Hello, Laurie.
Good morning, Abby.
morning.
Welcome to Flowerland.
I know.
It's our happy place.
This is so beautiful, and I love this Tommy shed. What a great addition.
Great,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. How is the New London Garden Club going? You are rich in history, so it's just another season for you, but I know it's a busy
Yeah.
time for the Garden Club.
Garden Club is very busy. We maintain, I think it's 18 pocket gardens around town. So we have volunteer members that plant and maintain those gardens all growing season.
And then you still have to maintain your own garden at home.
Then we have to do our own gardens at home.
Talk about the history of the Garden Club. I mean, it's decades of history.
It's almost 100 years.
Wow.
In 1928, Dr. Anna Littlefield started the New London Garden Club. She was also the first licensed woman physician in the state of New Hampshire.
Right.
And she was a botanist and an artist. And she started the Garden Club in 1928, which is the first year the New London Hospital had Hospital Day. It was a tag day.
How perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and of course, she was instrumental with the hospital too here in New London.
So in 2028, you're going to have quite the party to celebrate 130
It'll be
years.
a biggie.
A big
but
party.
somebody else is going to plan it, not me.
You can just attend.
Yeah.
Talk about just how it works to be a member. I mean, you've been a member for, you
Yeah.
said, almost 40 years.
Yes.
But why are you a member? What's the benefit of being one?
Well, I enjoy gardening, and I found I was working here and at Whitehead's Nursery, and the Garden Club ladies kept coming in and asking advice on what plants to get. And finally, they said, "Why don't you belong?" And I said, well, because I have a young child, I work 6 days a week, but when the time comes, I will, and I freed up my schedule. We meet the second Tuesday of the month, 10 months out of the year, I
Okay.
think. And the public is invited to almost all our monthly programs.
good.
We get speakers in that will talk on environmental issues, flower arranging, container gardening, you name it, garden tours. We've had people come in that tour gardens all over the world and give us fantastic slideshows.
And talk about the Garden Club Awards. It's very prestigious to get a Garden Club Award around here.
Yeah. The first couple of years, people were battling. It was really fun to watch the businesses. It's done for places on Main Street and Newport Road. The original criteria to get a Civic Beautification Award included plantings appropriate for the size scale of the building.
Okay.
Plantings that would attract wildlife, because Dr. Anna was very big on wildlife and the environment. Maintenance, not just spring cleanup, put in some petunias on Memorial Day and forget doing anything on July 4th. It was originally a year-round, a 12-month
Oh, wow.
judging.
Wow.
So you had to have at least 4 judges that were here 12 months out of the year.
Amazing.
And of course, design goes into it.
Sure.
We've gotten away from the 12-month. Some years it looks like it's become who has the most annuals in bloom in July, the third Tuesday in July. But it does encourage people, and they start competing with each other.
A friendly competition.
Yeah, John Tilley and Tom Mills next door to each other on Main Street.
Yeah, who has the yellowest flower.
Yeah.
Well, all that information can be found on the Garden Club's website. Laurie, it's always so great to catch up with you and talk about it, but especially the Garden Club and your almost 40 years of service with them. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll introduce you to Sunapee E-bikes and more. So keep it tuned to YCN, your local view.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, the who, what, where, and when show of the Lake Sunapee region. I'm your host, Abby Peel. We have a new business in our area, Sunapee E-bikes. Let's visit Audrey, the owner, to learn more.
So we founded, my husband and I, Lakes Region E-bikes back in 2021. So we started as just mobile rentals for e-bikes, dropping them off at the trails. And then in June of last year, 2022, we had a opportunity to have a retail storefront in Franklin, New Hampshire. So we opened up a shop there to do rentals for the rail trails as well as sales of e-bikes. And then this year, almost a year to the day, we decided to open this one. So now we're in New London. There was a previous e-bike and water sports shop here that we took over when that couple retired. So e-bikes have been around for a while, but in the mainstream market, probably not until the last maybe 5 years. They seem to be getting more popular every year. But I think at the beginning it was kind of homegrown e-bikes. People would just strap on a motor and a battery to it. But now what they are is built like a bicycle. You have gears like a bicycle, you have brakes like a bicycle, but you have a battery and a motor. So when you're pedaling, it feels like, I try to describe it as someone kind of standing on your feet helping you to pedal. And Class 2 e-bikes also have a throttle as well. So if you're tired of pedaling or you just need a little boost, you can also have a thumb or a hand throttle in those models. We sell Class 1 and 2 e-bikes here, which means that they are pretty much legal on any public trail in New Hampshire where a regular bicycle is allowed. So depending on model, there's a lot of different battery options. We tend to only get bikes in, we only sell bikes that have UL rated batteries, meaning that they're not just like the cheapo ones off Amazon. They're well rated, they charge nicely. You do have to care for your battery, so not letting it drain down to 0, keep it at 100. You know, you want to keep it around 50 or 60 for storing it for a while, percentage-wise. For motors, the limit in New Hampshire is 750. That's the wattage limit to be treated like a bicycle still, so it's still a Class 2 e-bike. And depending on battery size, you're thinking anywhere from between probably 40 miles to a charge to 80 or 100, depending on what size battery you have. So that's a pretty long ride. I don't ride 40 miles in a day, so that can get you quite far. I tell people the only problem with getting an e-bike if you have a regular bicycle is that if you get back on your regular bicycle, you're gonna not want to do that again, because it's just nice to have that extra power. And a lot of people, especially on the rail trail, on the way back to Franklin, it's a slight downgrade. A lot of people just turn off the bike at that point. They can kind of coast back, or if you're on flat ground, you don't need to use the assistance, but it's just nice to know that you'll have that option if you need it. We have a lot of people that come in and say they can still bicycle, but if they go for long rides like they used to, the next day they can't really do anything else. Their bodies are just done at that point. So it's just nice to know that you'll be able to get back home and that you'll still have some energy to maybe do some housework the next day. It's still a little bit of a workout. I mean, obviously you can make it as hard as you want. You don't have to use the assistance, you don't have to use the throttle, but it's harder, I think, on your muscles, not so much on your knees and your ankles and your joints. Still feels good, feels like you're getting a little bit of a workout, but just a little gentler on your body. On our rental bikes that we do out of Franklin, we can do here. If people just give us a shout before, we'll truck them up. So we are at 428 Main Street in New London. We're right next to Little Brother Burger Company. That's a good landmark. It's always good to use food as a landmark. So that driveway between goes to us. You can come down around back, or there is a in between Foster's Fine Jewelry and the tailor. There's also steps that you can use to come down. So on Facebook, we're Sunapee E-bikes and more. Our website is sunapeeebikes.com. You can also find us in Franklin at Lakes Region E-bikes. You can also give us a call or Facebook message us, and we'll get right back to you.
Thanks, Audrey. It's always exciting to visit a new business in our area. Be sure to check them out. In our final segment, we'll have a wonderfully produced video by Peter Bloch that highlights the beauty of our centerpiece lake, but more importantly, what we must do to maintain it. So stay tuned here to Yankee Chronicle.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, the who, what, where, and when show of the Lake Sunapee region, being presented by New London Hospital. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Check this out. The Lake Sunapee Protective Association is celebrating their 125th anniversary this year, and what better way to do so than indulging in the visual beauty of our Lake Sunapee. Here is a Peter Bloch tribute to that beauty with an emphasis on what we must do to maintain it.
Those of us who live, work, and play in the Lake Sunapee region know and love the joys that our natural resources provide. Through many generations, the beauty, the stillness, and the memorable family events have soothed our souls and refreshed our spirits. But now, it is clear that our lakes, ponds, and streams need our help.
LSPA is committed to preserving and enhancing the environmental integrity of the Lake Sunapee region, especially its lakes and watersheds, despite the many challenges that lie ahead. Through education, research, and collaborative action, we can work together to avoid declining water quality and environmental degradation. We've created a public awareness campaign called Let's Be Clear to arm you with the facts so that each of us can choose actions that protect the lakes we love.
So, you might ask, what exactly is it that individuals can do? Here are a few suggestions. Eliminate the use of fertilizer, or choose phosphorus-free fertilizer and don't apply it within 100 feet of water. Use non-toxic methods to control pests and weeds. Pick up and properly dispose of pet waste. Maintain your septic system by having it pumped and routinely inspected. If you have property on lakes or streams, plant buffers near the water instead of lawns, and make sure that bare soil is covered with plants or mulch. Don't feed the waterfowl. It's not good for them, and it's not good for our lakes. Follow state and local tree cutting and construction rules that protect our water. Our lakes and ponds, pristine though they may appear, are sending us a very clear and strong, if silent, message. The essence of what they are saying can be summarized by the following 4 facts. 1. The water quality of our lakes, ponds, and streams is in decline, and we should all be very concerned. Number 2. Runoff carrying contaminants from fertilizer, road salt, septic systems, and erosion, all the result of our individual and collective actions, is the primary cause of this degradation. 3. Each of us can help to reverse these trends by choosing small steps that will protect water quality. And 4. Inaction would be devastating, not only to our natural resources, but to our community's economy, our personal property values, and our cherished quality of life.
As development increases and storm events intensify, it's more important than ever that we all, individually and collectively, take proactive steps to protect water quality. This alarming picture of a cyanobacteria bloom was taken on Lake Sunapee in Herrick Cove. Each summer, more toxic blooms are occurring in lakes and ponds throughout New Hampshire. Such blooms have harmful effects for people and can even be fatal for pets and wildlife. This doesn't have to be our future. Our collective actions do make a difference.
Ask yourself what you can do to help. And please, share this message with friends and neighbors. To learn more or to get involved, visit lakesunapee.org.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you to the Lake Sunapee Protective Association on their 125 years of looking out for our jewel and the maintenance of its beauty. I'd like to thank our host location, New London Hospital, and their annual Hospital Days celebration. Don't miss all the activities beginning next Thursday. 3 days of midway rides and games, chamber night on Thursday, Friday's band night, the Saturday parade, teddy bear clinic, Skyview alpacas, the bounce house, pony rides, dart helicopter meet and greet, and face painting. You can find a full schedule of events on their website, newlondonhospital.org. Click on events and link to see more. Coming up next week, we'll meet with Tom Mannion, the president and CEO of New London Hospital, for an update on staffing, new providers, and the good financial health of our New London Hospital. Miriam Carter will preview this year's New Hampshire Craftsman's Fair at Mount Sunapee. And we'll close with Greg Berger teasing us at Spring Ledge Farm Corn's Harvest. Tune in to YCN's Game of the Week featuring the best replays of high school sports from last year. This week we'll have boys basketball featuring Winnisquam at Kearsarge. Games play on Sunday and Monday at noon and 7 p.m. on TDS channels 13 and 1013, NCTV 8, Roku, Apple TV, and for those that don't have cable, our YCNnow.com website carries all of our programming on demand. I'm Abby Peel. Join us again next week at this same time from New London Hospital for an all-new edition of Yankee Chronicle.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications. Main Street Bookends of Warner, for books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner. The Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.